My stepfather caught me tight when I reached home late is a real fantastic story about real life. This story shows us the reflection of today life. The rain poured down in thick sheets, soaking me to the bone as I ran down the dimly lit streets of Willow Creek, our quiet, small-town suburb just outside Seattle. The stormy night seemed alive, each clap of thunder urging me to quicken my pace. I had lost track of time at the party, pulled into the city's lively whirl, so different from home. My stepdad, James, was a stickler for curfews, and it was only when I glanced at my phone in panic that I realized just how late it was. By the time I reached our house, the glow from the porch light cast long shadows across the driveway, the familiar shape of home now looking tense and forbidding. I took a deep breath, heart racing as I turned the doorknob quietly, hoping to slip inside unnoticed. But as soon as I stepped through the door, I saw him standing there, James, waiting in the hall with arms crossed, his figure highlighted by the dim hallway light. Without a word, he strode forward, and before I could react, he wrapped his arms around me, pulling me into a tight embrace. I felt the dampness of his shirt seep through to mine, and for a moment, the warmth of his hold steadied my shivering body. His grip was firm, but there was a vulnerability in his touch that took me by surprise. "Chloe," he whispered, voice a bit shaky as he pulled back slightly to look at me, his blue eyes clouded with worry. "You're late. Do you have any idea how worried I was?" For the first time, I could see something deeper in his gaze. Fear, raw and unfiltered. My heart skipped a beat as I realized just how much he had worried, and a pang of guilt stabbed through me. James had always been strict, and as much as I tried to shrug it off as mere protectiveness, I could now see that it came from a place of real, honest concern. "I'm sorry, James," I said, my voice barely a whisper as I looked up at him, the words catching in my throat. "I didn't mean to scare you. I just lost track of time, and—" He lifted a hand, gently brushing a strand of wet hair from my face. "Chloe, there are things you don't understand about the world yet. Dangers," he said, his voice soft but carrying an unmistakable edge. "You think nothing will ever happen, but that's not how it works." The intensity in his words made me shiver, and I felt my own worry and stubbornness melting away. For so long, I had kept him at a distance, unwilling to see the depth of his concern as anything other than authority. But now, standing there in his arms, I could feel the care and protection he held for me, a weight he carried without complaint. James took a deep breath, and I saw the tension ease in his shoulders as he gave me a small, reassuring smile. "Just promise me you'll be more careful," he murmured, voice filled with a kind of warmth that left me feeling both safe and cherished. I nodded, suddenly understanding so much more about him and our relationship than I ever had. I wasn't just his responsibility. I was someone he cared for deeply. And as the rain pattered gently outside, I knew that no matter how far I wandered or how late I might return, James would always be there, waiting, ready to catch me when I stumbled.